Hello everyone, and welcome to this highly requested video in the comments of the Neural Mask ads, where there's the before and after of this photo. In this video tutorial, we will see the entire workflow using Neural Masks and Neural Sharp. Before we start, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's start by duplicating the layer and renaming it Dark. We're now choosing the dark one that separates lights and shadows better. Also, I remind you that in the description you can find the file of this photo to practice. Let's open the mask in Camera Raw and give it contrast by adjusting the contrast, whites, and clarity. We click OK and apply the mask to the dark layer. Now let's open the dark layer in Camera Raw, starting to work exclusively on the shadows without worrying about ruining the highlights. We work by lowering the exposure as much as possible and eliminating contrast by increasing blacks and lowering contrast, highlights, and whites. Additionally, we remove some saturation and vibrance. This process will be useful for separating lights and shadows in a completely natural way without leaving any artifacts. Now we click OK to return to Photoshop, and we can already see the first excellent result obtained in the division of lights and shadows. Now, let's create a new solid color and set it to blue. Then we put the picker on black, slightly saturating it towards blue. So we set the blending mode to color and duplicate the mask given on the dark layer. This way, we'll have the shadows leaning more towards cool colors. Don't worry if the result may now be excessively blue. We'll fix it later. Now let's adjust the opacity to around 50%. Now let's merge the layers, duplicate the dark mask again, and adjust the offset and contrast from the curves. Now, let's merge the layers again, duplicate it once more, and this time, let's choose a light that perfectly selects our highlights. In this case, I'll focus on that street light on the building. Let's open the mask in Camera Raw and contrast the selection as we did for the dark. Apply the mask and proceed with the layer in Camera Raw. Let's slightly adjust the hue of yellow and/or orange. Increase the luminance a bit. And click OK to return to Photoshop. Let's merge all the layers into a new layer and once again choose a dark one that separates the lights well. As usual, let's open the mask in Camera Raw and refine it. Apply the mask and work on the curves by adjusting contrast and exposure. Merge everything into a new layer, create a new blank layer, and set the blending mode to soft light. Now let's choose a light one and refine it with Camera Raw. Apply the mask to the layer, take the brush tool, and selecting the color of the light, Start brushing all the areas of light that we want to enhance. Merge everything into a single layer. Create a new layer. Set the blending mode back to soft light. And apply a dark one. Now, take a brush with black color saturated with blue and start brushing the shadow areas we want to enhance contrast in. Now we can already see a quick before and after from where we started to where we are now. Let's merge everything into a new layer and create a new saturation layer to add color to the entire scene. Let's create a new solid color and this time choose the color black. We turn off the layer, select the dark one that suits best, and then apply it to the solid color layer. Set the blending mode to color, and in this way, we have removed any dominant color from the shadow areas. Now let's move on to sharpening the photo. For this, I'll use our latest innovation, Neural Sharp, a plugin that uses neural networks to provide absolute sharpness to your photos. Link in the description to find out more. In this case, I'll use a sharp medium because the photo is already perfectly in focus. I'll use it only to add depth to the image. Let's see a before and after to understand the power of this plugin. It doesn't just sharpen the photo. Thanks to the neural network, it identifies the subjects in the scene and understands where to apply the sharpness. Now, I'll use Photoshop's artificial intelligence to remove objects from the scene that are bothersome. We've reached the end of this video tutorial. As always, I invite you to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, enabling notifications so you don't miss our upcoming tutorials. Remember to comment if you have requests for specific video tutorials. Until next time.